Yo guys, I'm Niek from the Produce School and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're diving into the new melodic house style of John Summit, which has become really popular lately. For example, with his track Where You Are, which you have probably heard because it was really everywhere. I'm going to work from scratch and try to come up with something in a similar vibe to his tracks and give you tips and tricks throughout the video. Before I start this video, if you're searching for high quality samples and presets, go to the link in the description. We have a wide variety of sample packs, so if you're still searching for these, make sure to check them out. For now, let's dive into the video. So I'm going to start off with a little vocal, and the vocals in the track like Where You Are really make the track. They are really catchy and they are really well produced. However, right now I don't really have a vocal like that, but I just went to a melodic house pack on Splice and I found this hook, which will do the job. Of course, it can be better, but for a Splice vocal, it's okay.
I'll lose my breath on what I have left. I'll lose my sleep and it don't make sense. I handed you what's left on my life. I fall, but you don't mind.
So let's now try to come up with a kind of melodic progressive bass line. If I would have to describe this new John Summit melodic house style, is that it's really a combination between melodic house, even some melodic techno elements, and regular tech house, because the drums are still really groovy, but there are a lot of huge saw synths, etc. in it. I think it's really cool, and therefore we're just going to start with a bass like that. Let's now open up a Serum and try to find a cool bass. I think we can search something in our Aura pack, which is like a melodic house pack. Something like this with a saw wave as main element. Let's see what that will sound like if we try to come up with a rhythm. So we have to make sure that it fits the key of this vocal right now. So let's just start playing around.
I'll lose my breath on what I have left. I'll lose my breath. I'll lose my breath on what I have left. I'll lose my breath on what I have left. I'll lose my breath on what I have left. I'll lose my sleep and it don't make sense. I'll lose my breath on what I have left. I'll lose my sleep and it don't make sense. I handed you what's left. I'll lose my breath on what I have left. I'll lose my sleep and it don't make sense. I handed you what's left on my life. I fall, but you don't mind.
As you can see, all of these notes are playing for 2 bars, and that gives you a lot of room to play with a melody on top of it, with a lot of delay, etc. You basically double every bar compared to what you would normally do in most genres.
I'll lose my breath on what I have left. I'll lose my sleep and it don't make sense. I handed you what's left on my life. I fall, but you don't mind. I'll lose my breath on what I have left.
Let's try it maybe to add some variation in the octaves, which could definitely work.
I'll lose my breath. I'll lose my breath.
Maybe we can try that later on when we can hear it in the context. So let's add an EQ to get rid of some of the higher frequencies.
I lose my breath, all that I have left. I lose my sleep and it don't make sense. I handed you what's left of my life. I fall, but you don't mind.
Alright, so I think this bass line is pretty good. It really fits the vocal. It's really easy once you have like one note as a starting point. It's really easy to just listen to the vocal and hear what would sound good to get the vibe going. This kick is something I'm searching for. It's a low and hard kick, but it's not too thumpy and too distorted.
Fall, but you don't mind. Fall, but you don't fall.
And let's add a sidechain to it straight away as well.
Fall, but you don't mind. Fall, but you
And automate that so it will only play when the kick is there.
fall, but you don't mind. What's left of my life? I lose my breath, all that I have left. I lose my sleep and it don't make sense. I handed you what's left of my life. I fall, but you don't mind.
Alright, so that's a good starting point. Let's add a sustained mid bass to fill up some of that frequencies. And I'm going to choose this bass called Born, which is from a really old pack from us called Cosmic. But it just works every time when you're searching for like a sustained saw bass. So let's see what that will sound like. Maybe we can play around with the ADSR settings a bit and the cutoff. Turn off the reverb and link it to the mixer channel as well. And then link these basses to a bus. This one can have a little less sidechain for sure. And let's link it to a kickstart. We already have the other bass functioning as sub, so we will just get rid of frequencies until like 140 hertz or something. Maybe a bit less hard. And then boost some of those mid and high mids. And then we can add a decapitator to beefen up the sound a little bit. And perhaps even some reverb to add some room. Just makes the sound pretty huge actually. Let's see what that sounds together. And then in the context of the track, when we play everything.
I lose my breath, all that I have left. I lose my sleep and it don't make sense. I handed you what's left of my life. I fall, but you don't mind.
Maybe we can lower the volume a little bit to make it a bit more subtle.
I lose my breath, all that I have left. I lose my sleep and it don't make sense. I handed you what's left of my life. I fall, but you don't mind.
And I immediately hear something that I want to do with this vocal. And that's repeating it throughout the drill.
Handed you what's left of my life. I fall, but you don't mind.
like really keeps it interesting.
I fall, but you don't mind.
Alright, so I think we have a pretty solid base to build on. And let's now just start with one of the main elements, which is a lead. And it's basically just a layered saw lead. And I'm pretty sure we have some in the Horizon pack. So let me see. This one could work for sure. Let's give it a bit more. Take off the delay and reverb, because I want to do that manually right here to have a bit more control. I prefer the Valhalla Vintage reverb over Serum all day, because I really don't like the Serum reverb. It's one of the worst things of Serum. The rest is pretty much great, but and perhaps a fruity delay, because we want the sound to sound really big, and you can achieve that by basically swelling it into reverb. You do need to do it carefully, because yeah, it can get muddy as well. Let's make a ping pong delay. And lower the volume. And now I have a sound already that I want, and that makes it pretty easy to come up with melodies. And I'm going to try to come up with like a typical melody that basically makes it a John Summit style melodic house track, and that's a really fast, like arpeggiating almost melody playing like in the beginning of every bar, and then there's a bigger pause, and that's filled up with like background elements and drums, and then that repeats itself all the time. Let's now try to come up with a melody, and I want to hear it in the context with a kick. Alright, so let's just stick to a melody like this. I don't want to spend too much time on it. And then paste it right here. And filter it a little bit. let's create an automation clip of the filter cutoff and like gradually increase it towards the drop.
I lose my breath on what I have left. I lose my sleep and it don't make sense. I need you, what's left on my life. I fall, but you don't know.
And add a sidechain, not too hard.
I lose my breath on what I have left. I lose my sleep and it don't make sense. I fall, but you don't know.
And now let's try to add something like a moving top lead to add some rhythm. And I'm going to use this sound for it, but make it shorter, which is a sound I use a lot for these kind of things. And then based on the bass line, let's come up with something easy on top of it. Maybe just playing a 1/16th rhythm.
I fall.
Let's make sure to add some reverb. And an EQ as well. And we can actually put a really like hard sidechain to it. Then you get that groovy kind of vibe. Let's now try to find something like a house top loop. Something like this, and that already will give a lot of groove.
Left on my life. I fall, but you don't know. But you don't know. I lose my breath.
I'm not really sure about the melody yet. So let's maybe try to do something new.
I lose my breath on what I have.
Yeah, I think this melody will work much better.
I'll lose my breath, all that I have left. I'll lose my sleep, and it don't make sense. I handed you what's left of my life. I fall, but you don't know.
Let's now create a reverb throw right here for the lead. So just a huge reverb and then automate the wet level. It could be nice to also add like a counter plug to the melody later on, but let's start with some other stuff first. Namely, we want to add like a piano and we want to add a saw kind of pad sound. So first of all, I'm going to open up piano V3 from Arturia and load in the bass notes and come up with like just a, can be really simple chord progression. It's a really simple chord progression, but I think it could definitely work with the vocals on top of it.
I'll lose my breath, all that I have left. I'll lose my sleep, and it don't make sense. I handed you what's left of my life. I fall, but you don't know. I'll lose my breath.
Let's go for something like a pop piano.
I'll lose my.
It's a little bit brighter.
I'll lose my breath.
Add an EQ, get rid of some of the low end.
I'll lose my breath, all that I have left.
Also a little bit of sidechain for the drum.
I'll lose my breath, all that I have left. I'll lose my sleep, and it don't make sense. I handed you what's left of my life. I fall, but you don't know. I'll lose my breath.
And let's now open up a synth pad as well, so we can immediately add that to the track as well. I think this one will work for sure. With a bit less sustain. Let's copy this right here, and then make sure that the lead in the second part of the drop is filtered all the way down, so we give some room to the vocal to play like fully on top of it. Make sure these two vocal parts don't clash by automating the volume right here. Okay, I should first make this one unique. Maybe the background synth is a bit too prominent right now. Automate the cutoff so you can add some variation. Let's find something like a shaker loop. Let's add a really subtle sidechain to the vocal in the drop. Let's see what it sounds like. Normally you can leave it out, but sometimes it just makes it a bit more clean. Maybe add like a bongo sound. Let's create a low cut filter on the bass. So in this buildup right here, it slowly fades out. And perhaps a down filter to create some impact in the drop. Maybe more of like an impact down filter, which we have over here. Let's add a short sweep up front. Something that just like sucks you into the drop. And perhaps we can use like a driving head loop. Because I feel like the drive might be missing right now a little bit. That's the wrong BPM, that's why it sounds so bad. A bit of sidechain basically contribute to the groove. Let's automate the cutoff of the synth pad. Maybe we can introduce those shaker loops immediately right here. Add some crisp to the high end. I feel like we can add another like groovy plug to this project. Let's search for a plug in the Aura pack. This one could definitely work. Take off the delay and reverb and find like a root note that sounds cool, and then just play it in a rhythm throughout the track. Let's hear that with the bass. And now that should be really subtle in the background. maybe even an auto pen. So use Fruity Pen-O-Matic and make an auto pen right here. Select penning and increase the speed and amount. Bit less amount. Sounds pretty atmospheric. So let's add that to this track. Maybe shorten the plug a little bit. For now, let's add a simple riser to the build-up. I don't really want to spend time on that because that's not really the purpose of the video. I think we came a pretty long way already. Let's see what this sounds like. One last thing I want to do is add a gross beat effect to the vocal. Let me see. Add a gross beat and put it on a 1/4 rate, which gives you that stuttery effect. And then automate the volume so you can play with it throughout the track. Something like this, I think that would definitely work. So it's a cool little trick and really easy to do with gross beat. So that's it for this video. I spent a lot of time already on this little part of the track, but I think the bass elements and the structure is pretty clear, and I'm pretty happy with what I came up with. Of course, it's not like exactly John Summit, but that's pretty hard to do when you do it from scratch. But I think the main vibe really matches his style. So let's now play the end result. I will be giving away this project file to 5 people who leave a comment down below. So if you want to check out this project file, make sure to leave a nice comment. All of the sounds used in this project file, except for the vocal, are from our sample packs. So if you want to check them out, go to the link in the description. If you have any questions or suggestions, as always, make sure to leave them down below. And for now, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I see you guys in the next video.
I wanna feel